Welcome back to today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. As you can see, I am in a different location. I'm actually away on business this week, but I promise I still want to give you your stimulus check updates and stimulus package updates for the week. So today is Tuesday, August 4th. So happy Tuesday. Now, here's what I want to discuss because I think a lot of people are under the impression that nothing's happening with Congress. Now, here's what I want to address. Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin, Charles Schumer, and Mark Meadows all met for a meeting. This meeting lasted a whopping 2 hours. If you remember, on Saturday, a few days ago, they met and their meeting lasted 3 hours. So the meetings are getting shorter. However, they have said they are narrowing in on what their priorities are. Specifically, reports stated that all they did yesterday morning was they put the HEROES Act line by line and they put the HEALS Act line by line. That's all they did. Now, when they did this, usually the reason somebody does this is to match up what is in both of these acts. And because once they do that, those are usually the things that, okay, we both agree on, let's get rid of those and let's negotiate and hammer out the deals on everything else. So hopefully that's what they did. Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi and Charles Schumer stated they are closing in on their priorities. And if you remember, their priorities currently are schools and kids. That's one of their main priorities. That's also a priority for Republicans as well. Their other priority is unemployment extension. They want the $600 per week federal unemployment boost, and the Republicans, they want $200 per week for a couple months, and Democrats want it through the rest of the year. The second stimulus check, both parties are currently agreeing on the $1,200 stimulus check. Where they are not in agreement is, and Charles Schumer has stated this multiple times, is the Republicans do not want to give stimulus checks to people that are married to somebody without a social security number, okay? So that's a big thing. I think there's currently like 1.7 million people that will not receive a stimulus check simply because they're married to somebody without a social security number. However, whether you think that's fair or not, that's currently the way it sits. As far as who gets it, anybody that makes less than $75,000 per year, any couple that makes less than $150,000, and as long as you do not owe any back child support, you will receive a second stimulus check. Also, one of their priorities is the eviction ban extension. That has expired, and there are a lot of people currently on the fence. They are very close to being evicted. So this needs to happen very quickly. Also, money for testing and tracing. This is something that both parties have stated that if this does not get fixed, if they don't have funding for testing and tracing, because this is going to be the quickest way to open everything back up and to get the economy back to where it was, the only way to do that is you have to fund testing, tracing, and obviously get a vaccine. Once all this stuff happens, it's going to be very quick that the economy goes back to where it was. However, if it takes too long, the economy is going to keep going down and everybody's going to struggle. The last thing is they want to have funding for states. And this is something that they have stated for multiple months, is that the states need more funding for state and local governments. And the Republicans want to give $0. So yesterday, that was their priority. That was their goal, was to list these two acts line by line and figure out, okay, what do the Republicans want? What do we want? And then we will try to negotiate from there. So that's essentially what they did in those 2 hours. After the meeting, Nancy Pelosi, Charles Schumer both gave kind of an update. They gave a little bit of an interview. Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin were nowhere to be found. They did not give an update. They just left. And so because of that, I don't know if this meeting went well. If it was a horrible meeting, we have no idea. But hopefully the meeting today is going to go much better. There is supposed to be a meeting this morning to obviously go over even more stuff. But again, we didn't get much of an update from Nancy Pelosi or Charles Schumer. We didn't get an update from Mark Meadows. Didn't get an update from Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary. So because that, again, we're left in the dark. The people, American people, are left in the dark again. Now, reports also indicate that Pelosi told House Democrats, so this wasn't an actual interview. This is just a report that Nancy Pelosi told House Democrats that Congress will likely not come to an agreement until mid-August. Well, we are currently in the first few days of August. So if we are another 2 weeks out from coming to an agreement, that means number one, the Senate can't go on recess. So they can't go on recess for their 31 days starting August 7th, which is this Friday. They can't do that. Okay. The House, which was currently supposed to be on recess all this week, the House it should not be there. However, Nancy Pelosi is working through this. Mitch McConnell, he's nowhere to be found. We have no clue where he is. Maybe he went on recess early. We don't know. Okay, haven't really heard from him. Now, this report has me a little bit worried, and here's the reason why. The reason is simply because many people currently are on that little bubble of they might get evicted this month, they might get evicted next month. They currently are not getting as much for unemployment. So if they don't come to an agreement until mid-August, that means a second stimulus check probably won't come until late August or early September. Also, unemployment is going to take about 4 to 5 weeks to ramp up again, to make some changes and ramp it up. So if that's the case, the people that are currently on unemployment, the 19 million people, might not receive their additional federal stimulus, their additional federal boost until about 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks after this bill is passed. That's a huge lag time. And that could be critical for a lot of people because right now there are costs going up. Healthcare, okay? It costs money. If you get sick, you have to go and buy medicine and pay for doctor visits and all this stuff. That's not cheap. Also, another thing that is going up, childcare. If you don't believe me, go and call and see how much it costs to actually get a child in daycare. The cost has gone up because some of these daycares can't get as many people in the door. They have to abide by social distancing rules. So because of that, they have to increase their prices to have the less people in their daycare center. Also, food is on the rise. Some rents are on the rise. Okay, we just got to be aware of that. Now, further delaying stimulus to the American people is just going to cause more and more issues. We are already in a crisis. We're already in a pandemic. Okay, things are not getting any better. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Steve Mnuchin, and I mentioned this in, I think, yesterday's video and the day before that as well. Steve Mnuchin stated that as soon as this is over, as soon as they come to an agreement, he can issue checks within 7 days, within 1 week of the bill being accepted, the bill being passed and signed by Donald Trump. So that's a good thing, and I think right now that's the only good thing. So what I just want to address today is right now, the Nancy Pelosi, Charles Schumer, Mark Meadows, and Steve Mnuchin are all meeting, but the problem is they're not agreeing on much. It's kind of just filler. It's just they're running through the motions, and that's really all they're doing based on a lot of reports. And so as of right now, I don't feel good that there's going to be any type of agreement this week. Nancy Pelosi said it will probably be mid-August. There was another report that stated that they will not even come close until next week, which means that the Senate is not going on recess. And if the Senate does not go on recess, I can tell you right now that many senators are going to be very upset. Many people from the Senate are going to be upset simply because they're having their recess cut short. They're not getting paid any extra, but they're having their recess cut short simply because they have to vote on this bill. So that is the current update for today. One thing I just want to state is if you are currently struggling and you're looking for a way to make some money online, I did a video yesterday. I'll link to it down in the description box below. In this video, I show you how to make money watching YouTube videos. So if that's something that you're interested in, you would like to do that, all you gotta do, click the link down in the description box below and I'll help you out there. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. If there's anything that you want to know in tomorrow's video, just make sure you ask down in the comment section below and I'll get to that. I'll try to answer every single one of your questions. Like I said, I'm away on business. That's why I have a different little setup here. I'm also shooting this video on my iPhone, not a full-on camera and complete setup, but I'm doing what I can because I promise you guys, and I promise you every single day, I will give you a new update if there's anything to update you on and any new things happening. As of right now, there's not a lot. However, the main thing that I pretty much learned from yesterday was Nancy Pelosi doesn't think that anything is going to pass until mid-August. So just be aware of that. Look for ways to make some more money. If you can, stay safe, stay distant, okay? Social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, just stay safe. Do everything you can to stay safe in a time like this. So again, thanks for watching today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. If you have any questions, please ask them down in the comment section below. Like I said, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button if you learned anything today. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys on the next one.